Ready with me for an event in New York City. First, let's rewind it back to less than 24 hours ago when your girl almost missed her flight to New York. So I live about 18 minutes away from LAX in Los Angeles, California. With traffic, it takes about like 50 minutes, okay? My maps said half an hour to get there at the time I need to be there. So I was like, great, we're peachy perfect. I gave myself an hour for a domestic flight. I didn't have a check-in bag or anything, so I literally just like had my carry-on, walk on, and I already had my boarding pass and everything like that. I get to the airport at the exact time I needed to be, an hour early, but I didn't factor in the traffic at LAX. So I get there and there's so many cars and I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna be late. But we get to my terminal, it's about like 40 minutes before like the flight was about to take off. So I'm like, hey, great, we still have time. Trying to find where we're checking in for security, check-in and all that stuff and like going through the x-ray machine and all that. I get lost for 10 minutes at the airport, going back and forth, not figuring out where I'm going. Get to the security part. It's about like half an hour till my plane's about to leave at this point. And so I asked the security lady and the people who were checking in my boarding passes, and I was like, hey, like, is it possible for you to like help me cut the line because my plane's about to take off in half an hour? The lady looked at my ticket and she's like, no, you need to wait. Everyone's late today. And then she whispered something under her breath. And me, I was like, okay, maybe that was important. So I said, what did you say? And she looked at me, gave me the side eye, and pretty much said, you should have been here earlier. Everyone's late. They closed Terminal 4 and everyone's already here. So you should have been on time. She gave me so much attitude that the person in front of me was like, I'm so sorry she acted that way. But when I tell you this, I was trying to be nice. Maybe she said something important. I wasn't trying to be snarky. I wasn't trying to be sassy, but this lady was giving me so much sass for no reason. She seemed stressed out that day, so I was like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna give her the benefit of the doubt. She looked like she was having a bad day. So this line for security normally only takes like 10 minutes to get through. I'm panicking. I'm sweating. I'm like, I need to make this flight because like I have to be here in New York to do this event. I've never had to ask someone to like cut the line. Mind you, I don't like confrontation. I don't like conversing with strangers. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to do it. I'm gonna have to ask to cut the line. I asked these people to cut the line. First of all, they said, I don't speak English. So I'm like, how am I gonna make them understand my flight is leaving in like 15 minutes now, because I was in that line for 15 minutes. Then it started getting closer to 10 minutes before my flight was leaving. Not even checking, leaving. Luckily, I showed them my boarding pass. They let me through security and get past everything. I sprint to my gate. I'm like, please tell me that the plane has not left yet. They're like, no, the plane has not left yet, but you should have been earlier. I'm like, I know, I've heard this all day. All of the workers today have told me I should have been earlier. I literally didn't time it right. I'm so sorry. Please, can you just like, I will do better next time. Sometimes I think too, when I'm traveling, a lot of people think I'm a lot younger than I am. So they treat me a lot younger. Like I should have known better. Like they were parenting me. And I kid you not, this person who was telling me was probably maybe like 5 years older than me. They think I'm like this young kid who doesn't know how to travel. Anyways, I make my flight. They're like, you're the last person on this flight. I'm like, no kidding. I'm not surprised I'm the last person on this flight. I get on this flight, people are still putting their bags away like in the overhead compartment. So I'm like, okay, you know what? That wasn't that bad. I was rushing, but at least I made my flight and I was sweating by the time I got on. I ran so fast. So I get all comfy on this flight. I'm like, okay, it's gonna be like a 6-hour flight. Let me just, relax, kick back. I made it finally. Then the best part when I got on is that they said that they were handing out like lunch boxes or snacks. I'm like, wow, airlines have not handed out snacks or like food in so long. I was like, oh, I'm about to take advantage of this. So they had an option of like a chicken chipotle sandwich, like cheese and crackers or like hummus. And I don't know why I was craving cheese and crackers. I got the cheese and crackers. Fruit and cheese, delicious. Tell you, this fruit and cheese came with a piece of chocolate. And I was so excited to eat this chocolate. I'm like, I'm gonna save it for later. I'm gonna eat my like fruit and cheese on the plane and then have it like maybe bring the chocolate back to the hotel with me. And so I can have like something sweet when I crave it. Put the chocolate away, so I thought, but then during the flight, I was getting like wafts of chocolate. And I'm like, okay, the lady beside me she ordered like cheese and crackers and fruit too. So she also got the chocolate. So I'm smelling like wafts of chocolate while I'm on this flight. And I'm like, like they must be eating their chocolate right now. Let's kick my shoes off. I'm getting all comfy. I'm like sitting on my socks. I'm like, just moving my like sweater around and all that stuff. I'm having a great time on this plane. I was on my Switch the whole time, literally for 6 hours. It was not productive at all, but I had a great time on this flight. Then I go to put my shoes on and I see chocolate all over my sock. I was like, wait, that's weird. Like, did the lady drop the piece of chocolate? I don't see any chocolate in the vicinity. Like, how did my sock get so dirty? Did you not? I sat up from my seat, looked down, and to my surprise, was a melted piece of chocolate. And when I say melted, it melted all into the seat and then it hardened. It hardened onto the seat. So I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, I literally had the worst travel day, was rushing so hard to the airport. I get up, it's all over my booty. All over, smudged, like all over my sweatpants. And then I'm like, please, not on my sweater. I wore a white sweater. It looks like I pooped myself. I literally was like, no, not on my fuzzy white sweater. It's supposed to be cold in New York and I'm supposed to keep myself warm. But how am I supposed to keep myself warm if I look like I rolled in like actual poop? So I went to the bathroom and I tried wiping all of the chocolate off my pants and off the sweater as much as I could, but it solidified on my sweater. You know, chocolate melts when it's warm, but it hardens when it's cooler, and it was colder outside, so the chocolate hardened onto my comfy sweater. I am wearing my only sweater and my only pants for this trip. I tried looking up like how to get chocolate stains out, and it says like soak it in vinegar. Girl, I don't have vinegar. I don't have vinegar, and I don't have like the facility to clean my sweater. Anyway, so tonight for the event, it's with a gymnastics club because we used to do gymnastics, so it's with Grwm Gymnastics, and we're gonna talk to the parents and athletes about how to be a complete athlete and changing their definition of success in winning. Because there's a lot more to life than just winning. And even though I like winning, there's definitions, different ways of thinking of how to win. Anyways, we made it. We're here. We're trying to make do with the clothing that we have, but I am very upset about the chocolate in my pants and my sweater. But I guess that's karma for me not timing everything right and almost being late for my flight. We're gonna line our lippies. Okay, this is the fit. Skirt, top. A sleek headband look. This is so cute. I have a necklace on already, so I can just like pull these necklaces out. And since we can't wear the lovely white sweater because, you know, it has chocolate all over it, I kind of look like a schoolgirl. I don't even know if this matches. This looks pretty bad. Or maybe I say screw the sweater and just wear the vest. And we just freeze a little. I think the vest is cuter than the sweater. These oh so cute little ball earrings. I have running shoes, and now we are out the door. Bye-bye.